Welcome back to the weird wild world of Wheeler. What I got for y'all today is a video on my two favorite setups for my brim poles when I'm brim fishing. It also works for Sackley too because it's got a swivel that we use and you can change the hooks out. So works for Sackley too if you want to go that route. But what I got is I got two of my little ultralight poles here. One of them with just like a regular spin cast and one with a Zepco 33 micro on it. And I'm gonna set them up with the two types of bobbers that I like to use, one on each one. But yeah, this is the setup. What made me think about doing this video was the other day, a buddy of mine he was telling me he's gonna take his niece and her kids fishing in Toledo Bend, and he wanted to know what setup I use, and he wanted to know some spots to catch fish. I said, well, you're in luck. I got videos on where to catch the fish. They're on the channel. So I showed him the spots anyway on Google Earth because he was already in my office, and I explained to him the setup that I use, and then I thought, well, make a video on it. So here it is. So for this first one, I'm gonna show you the setup, but I'll show you all the stuff you'll need. If you're using these already come with the pieces, but if not, you'll buy you a pack of these. There's some threaded bobber stops. You basically slide this little piece on here. I'll show y'all on it. But you slide the piece on, and then there's a little BB, green BB that comes with it too. And it shows you on the back too how to do it. But the video will help. And then, like I said, the first one we're going to use these green bobbers. But I have another set of bobbers that I like to use that I'll show in the next one. But you'll need both of these, and you combine them. I'll show you how to combine them in a second. And then for weights, I've got some size 7 split shots. I got some size 10 barrel swivels that you're gonna need, and then some mustard size 8 cricket hooks. So let's get started. We'll start with this little ultralight with the Zepco Micro 33 on it. I popped this one the other day when we was fishing in Little Alabama, so gotta re-rig it. You know, y'all that know when you're fishing for brim with these little ultralight stuff and you got this, 6-pound test, you end up doing some resetting, some re-rigging, I should say. So hit the little button there. Oh, okay. Alright, so got that. And I'm gonna start from scratch on this one so y'all can see the whole process. Alright, so now that the line's threaded through, I'll find where it starts at. I'm gonna start with these Mr. Crappie slippers, they call them. Like I said, these already come with the nylon threads and the BBs. So we'll just take one of these nylon threads out of here. In fact, I'm gonna fix the camera so you can see it up close better. So you find your end of your line. In fact, let's make the end of the line a little straighter. You hit like a knot right there. So you're gonna thread that line right through that little plastic piece, on through there. About right there is good because you can always move it. That's the whole point of these things, is to be able to move them back and forth. You take that little plastic piece, throw it off to the side. Now you gotta tighten these things. You tie it up real good. And what I like to do is I like to cut the excess off. So I have a pair of dikes right here, and I just go about 1/2 inch. That way you still have some. If it loosens up on you, you can tighten it. But when you have about that amount on there, you put that to the side. When you have about that amount, it goes through all the loops really easily and works still very well. So now, you're gonna take your BB. You're gonna find the end of your string again. Starting to get dark out here, so I don't have the light that I probably should, but we'll make it work. So you take your BB, you thread that through the little hole, and woo, just like that, let that slide on there. Now we're gonna take our cork, we're gonna slide that on there. Right on through that hole, push it on through. Choom. So now what I do is I grab one of these barrel swivels and I show you how I tie my knot on it. Pretty easy, pretty simple. I like to keep things simple. So what I do is I grab my line like that, make a little loop, kind of pinch it a little bit, kind of like that. Now I take that swivel and I slide it right through there like that. And then I take my loop and I loop it through my finger like that. Then I take that out and I put my thing back through it. And then I tighten that up. Shoot. And now I do one more little granny knot just for a little extra lanyard. And I cut that excess off with my dikes. Boom. So now we got our swivel on there. So now you can see our bobber. Boop, boop, boop. So now what we're going to do, grab a couple of these weights and grab a pair of needle nose pliers like this, and take this, open your weight up a little bit. Hope I had my camera all on there. So we're going to put that on there and cramp it on down, and we're going to do the same thing. So now we got our weights. And the last step, put our mustard hook on there. Mustard cricket hook, size 8. You can use, I mean, there's several sizes you can use. It don't gotta be an 8. They've been having a short supply on these things though everywhere I go, and this is all I can find. And I do catch them on these, so I can't complain. These were the sizes that I was using in Tweeter Bin on my Tweeter Bin video when I was wearing them out. So they catch big fish, they catch little fish, they work. You just put that right there on your swivel and close your swivel. Kind of pinch that just a little bit and make sure it stays closed. And we got it. Now I'll show you what it looks like. And that's our setup on this one. Our little our thing. You can see your cork slides, and you can adjust this. You can push it up or down. So if you want to fish 6 foot, you can fish this foot. If you want to fish a foot, you can fish a foot. And that makes it to where you can reel it all the way up and sling that bad boy out there. So like I said, very, very good setup that I like. So that one's rigged up. We can put it off to the side and get to the next one. So the next one, I won't show the whole thing again because, well, y'all just saw me do it. But what I will show y'all, like, and this one's already actually got a green thing on it because whenever I popped it, the green thing stayed. That does happen with this setup sometimes. Sometimes when you go to re-rig, you don't have to re-rig everything because the little green, it'll pop like where in between the green thing and the bobber, or pop at the hook, you know, so you kind of keep some of your setups sometimes. But yeah, so all I gotta do for that is kind of run it through loops. Won't show that on camera though, but I will show y'all what I do with the bobber for the second setup. All right, so the second bobber setup that I was gonna show y'all, the rig up is about the same, except for you'll be using these, which are basically almost the exact same as the ones that come with the Mr. Crappie bobbers, but the bobber itself is gonna be different. I buy a pack of these with these long shanked, I guess you call it shank, but these long tubes that go through them. But the bobber that's on it, I don't feel has enough flotation. So then I buy these that are a little bit thicker of a bobber, and I'll show you on camera right now what I do. So you can see what I was talking about. It has the long one, so we'll go ahead and pull one of those out. Put these off to the side. So that's what I was talking about. It's got that long pole that goes through it, or shaft, or whatever you want to call it. So I pull this piece off. Put it off to the side. So I got this. Now I'm going to take one of these, pull it out the pack. And we're going to pull this little piece off. Put it off to the side. Take your piece and your bobber, and you just run that bad boy through. About halfway. And that's what you end up with. They sell these in Toledo Tackle just like this. But I cannot find these anywhere around here like this. Buy them in Toledo Tackle and Toledo Bend. That's where I first started using them at, and I really like it the way the setup is. But you cannot find them here, so I have to make them myself out of 2 packs of bobbers. It is what it is. You get things done. All right, so I finished rigging it up off camera, but it's starting to get dark, so hopefully y'all can see this all right. But this is the setup right here. See, I've got my little green thing right here. There's a little BB. And this is the cork, and that slides up and down. And same idea, you can set it as deep or as shallow as you want. And I find with this this setup, it just, I don't know, I like it. The way it floats in the water is real nice. You can see it when it goes down. I find it stays on the line a lot better, as far as like what happens is sometimes the line will dig into the corks after so long, and they'll stop sliding real good. And I find these kind of last a little bit longer than just doing it the regular way with the styrofoam cork. But to each his own, you know. But I like this setup, and this is it. So that I will end this video on that note and say that those are my 2 favorite setups. When I can't find those bobbers, I will resort to the other type of slip bobbers that you can find at the store. I'm not saying I don't use those. You will see them on some of my videos, but these are my favorite ones. When I can find these are the ones I use. So hope it's helpful for y'all. Hope y'all catching some fish. Hope y'all can still see me in the dark. Till next time, peace.